What's going on, guys? It's Bitch Ass here, and today we're watching a video. You might recognize that famous intro from TROYDAN Reacts, minus the bitch ass and insert TROYDAN's name in there, guys. For today's video, we are going to be watching TROYDAN before they were famous. So I've actually gotten the pleasure of meeting TROYDAN before. I don't think he liked me very much, and at the end of this, I'm going to tell you guys an awkward story about me and TROYDAN. Yeah. So yeah, basically this is before they're famous, man. It's a big time YouTube channel right here, and he's gonna tell us the story of TROYDAN and how he came to be a guy that has all these subscribers and this big huge following. So yeah, you guys do me a quick favor, man, and drop a like on this video. Would be greatly appreciated. And here we go. Here we go.
TROYDAN would clock in over 500 million views on YouTube.
It's a lot of views.
My gameplay, and the next thing I know, there was people in there, and more people. And it just grew and grew. So I quit my job, and here I am
just
playing video games for a living.
Compounds on top of itself.
It's all right.
Before TROYDAN would build a massive social media following with 1.8 million YouTube subscribers, 425,000 Twitch followers, and over 150,000 Instagram followers at the time of this recording.
I think
Before TROYDAN's
Twitter,
Reacts channel, which also had over 1 million subscribers, would get deleted altogether.
F's in the chat, guys. I get so afraid that my React channel is going to get taken down someday. Just because, like, if it happened to TROYDAN, that means it can happen to anybody. But then again, you got guys like OSN and Flight Reacts that are still going strong. So, I don't know the particular reason. I heard it was... I know TROYDAN at times react to do some sketchy stuff. So, maybe that was the cause of it. I think I keep it pretty PG-13 on here for the most part.
Be wondering, well, you'd be pretty mad. You just had a channel deleted with 1 million subscribers and 800 videos. That made a lot of money.
Alright guys, the last time I made videos here on Chris Move, you guys were roasting me in the comments down below. So this time I reached out to TROYDAN himself. He answered all my burning questions like what he wanted to be when he was growing up, advice he'd give to someone trying to follow in his footsteps, and how he got the name TROYDAN in the first place. I'm here to make up for all my previous faults in this one with you guys, but before that, we gotta give a huge shout out to Raid Shadow Legends, who
I ain't watching no sponsorship. I don't get the bag, so I ain't watching. Raid. I actually look like a fun game, but I don't know. I don't really play mobile games like that.
Link in our description. Really hope to see you guys on there. Now, before we jump into it, our trivia question today is, how did TROYDAN get his name TROYDAN? You guys gotta let me know the answer in the comments down below. I'll have the real answer for you at the end of this video in case you guys don't know.
His name is Troy, last name Dan.
Before they're famous.
Before they were famous about.
That was a pretty good video.
I like this guy.
Look, Roddy, you did a great job.
Michael is never wrong.
So damn, that was cool.
How did he know that? Whoa!
Brian Daniel Warren Byers was born on September 15th, 1987.
Wait, what was his name? What was his name?
How did he know that? Whoa!
Brian Daniel Warren Byers.
Brian Daniel Warner Byers. The dude got 4 names. Why is it TROYDAN, not Brian Dan? It should be Brian Dan, right?
Was born on September 15th, 1987 in Toronto, Ontario. Hey, he's a Toronto boy like me. He's the only child to Sherry and Bob Warren Byers, with his dad currently playing in a jazz band. When he was just 4 years old, Brian would use a cassette player to pretend like he was hosting a radio show. He would make up stories and even interview his pets at the time. Safe to say the man always had the heart of a true entertainer. At 6 years old, he'd get his first Nintendo Entertainment System. This would be the start of TROYDAN getting hooked on gaming. At age 7, Brian would move from Toronto to Nova Scotia, which he said was a total culture shock. Going from a major city like Toronto to a smaller rural town in Nova Scotia, Brian had a bit of a hard time fitting in. This would lead to him discovering the internet in 1997 and learning how to code websites at the age of 10. He was also a shy kid, so he really felt most comfortable when he was at home and online exploring the gaming communities.
You know, I always wonder how TROYDAN, because like in like his live streams and stuff, he's always had like this crazy setup where he'd have like the TROYDAN coins and stuff like that, and just all these things integrate into his stream. That probably is like, I could figure it out if I really wanted to. But it's just like I was like, damn, this guy's stream. He got some crazy stuff going on with it. So yeah, the coding experience definitely makes sense.
Now, growing up, he was never much into his academics, admitting to do just enough to get by, with most of his marks being in the 50s. Just to clarify, in Canada, a 50 is a pass.
Okay, now 50%,
class was his favorite. After grade 6, Brian didn't really learn much during his studies. He would go on to attend Annapolis West Education Center in Annapolis, Royal Nova Scotia, which he said wasn't the nicest of facilities. Since his days there, it's believed they did clean up the school a little bit, but where he grew up, people don't really make it all the way through high school at all. Now, after high school, Brian decided not to attend a college or university for obvious.
You want to talk people not making it through? I live in Michigan. We got Detroit, we got Flint, and we got Saginaw. I'm sure you've heard about probably all 3 of those at some point in your life. You want to talk about people not making it through, man.
Obvious reasons. He hated school, and majority of people where he was from don't even graduate high school.
All right, Stone Cold, you ready for this? No, you're not ready for this. He's not. He has no idea what he's getting himself into. This is something he's never dealt with before.
Now, growing up, TROYDAN was also a huge wrestling fan. More specifically, Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin were some of his favorites. He explained that during lunchtime while in school, him and his friends would always try to do the wrestlers' finishing moves on each other. It's funny because I did the same thing. Even though every wrestling show I watched always had the warning and told viewers not to try it at home, because they're trained professionals. Well, at least they tried. Anyways, at 12 years old in 1999, TROYDAN actually made a wrestling video game nobody really knows about. He even admitted that if he had any connections to the wrestling industry at a young age, he would have 100% pursued
Damn, he got some freaking guns on him,
but
man.
Unfortunately, it wouldn't be all that easy for TROYDAN. Before YouTube, he would work in a total of 4 different call centers over a span of 8 years. From working for Sprint Mobile as a support tech to selling office supplies until ultimately...
Bro, my dude TROYDAN looked like he was a fuckboy, man. Like, that's Mr. Steal Your Girl right there, bro.
selling car insurance for a UK-based company called Admiral. TROYDAN was keeping busy before the YouTube days. He explained he got into the call centers because that's all there really was for him to do for work at the time where he was from. Either that or little unemployment checks, something he wouldn't want to do. TROYDAN would first try his hand in content creation when he got his first camera phone in 2006. Although he didn't think anything more than just doing it for fun, mostly making top 10 lists that would garner about 100 views at the time. But then again, back when YouTube first came out, 100 views was actually pretty cool. Now in 2008, TROYDAN found out about Justin.tv, a streaming website where he would live stream prank phone calls out of his parents' bedroom.
The original Twitch.
Thank you for calling WWE Magazine. My name is Amber. Are you a current subscriber?
I'm a wrestler. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. What was the question?
He'd only stream for about a year or so on Justin TV, but as you all know, he would eventually start streaming on Twitch, which he would start in 2013. But
better choice, better choice.
Twitch, TROYDAN was almost a personal trainer. In 2011, he took the course and actually passed, but never pursued training anyone. Aside from personal training, TROYDAN admits he might have even gone out west to Alberta doing manual labor, something a majority of his friends from school and his hometown ended up doing. In 2014, TROYDAN would stream the popular game World of Warcraft, seeing immediate traction in the...
I streamed World of Warcraft for like a day. Like try 2 months ago, month and a half ago, I had like 2 viewers. Nobody wants to mess with me playing no WoW.
Streaming community. Due to TROYDAN's increase in popularity online, he would quit his job at Admiral Car Insurance to pursue streaming full-time. It would turn out to be the best thing that ever happened to him. Although after a few months, well, his popularity started to decline. He would jump around from game to game after realizing World of Warcraft wasn't the right move, saying he felt maybe it was time for him to actually get a real job.
Too saturated.
All that would change when he would start streaming himself playing NBA 2K15 when it first came out, allowing him to gain a whole new audience from before. And being a fan of the NBA 2K series, playing every game since 2004, he was pretty damn good at it. This is when things would really pick up for the 2K master, who would go on to save the highlights from his 2K streams and upload them to YouTube after he noticed the YouTube gaming community had a much bigger audience than the Twitch community at the time. His first big video wouldn't come from 2K15 though. It would be a clip of him yelling at the ball boy in MLB 15 The Show, which would go viral on Instagram. Unfortunately, he didn't watermark the video, so no one knew it was him at the time.
Don't, why are you grabbing the ball boy? He took it second. What the is your problem? What is, kill that kid. He's stealing.
Damn,
he's stealing home.
It wouldn't be long before TROYDAN's brand would really start to grow, but when he started to make money off of the videos, that's when he realized he was the real deal. He could actually get paid to do something he was willing to do for free. Incredible. However, as any creator knows, it's never just that easy. One of TROYDAN's biggest obstacles along the way was to learn it wasn't a competition with anyone else. Everyone grows at their own pace, and to compare yourself to other creators is useless. It'll just discourage you and
it will kill you mentally, guys. It will kill you mentally. I will say, I've been doing YouTube for about 6 years now, and there has been plenty of people that I started with that have passed me. There's people that I probably passed. There's people that continue to pass me. There's people that I continue to pass. There ain't no rhyme and reason to it. It just happens. If you compare yourself to anybody, man, that's why, like, every single day I just try to do my own thing and just focus on that. Like, yeah, he brings up a good point with that, man. Like, that's a big mental aspect of the YouTube game.
And probably slow your progress. As he progressed in his career, TROYDAN also didn't have much help, if any. To this day, he still creates his own thumbnails, videos, and edits all of his own stuff. And he credits Angry Video Game Nerd as one of his inspirations to get on YouTube and start creating content. He also credits Eminem, who helped him get hyped before he records some of his videos.
Same.
Angry, Atari, Amiga, CDI, ColecoVision, and Television, Sega.
I never really watched this guy before. Video Game Nerd.
3DO, Commodore, Nintendo, Nerd.
Now when it comes to things in his personal life, such as Kate, his girlfriend of 2 years, how they met is actually quite a funny story. Turns out she was his boss at one of his last jobs, but they barely spoke while working together. On the day he quit, she was the last person he saw, but they wouldn't end up going out until 3 years later when they would reconnect on Facebook.
She was,
and when we asked him about previous relationships, well, TROYDAN simply put it, they were all mistakes.
Hey, they could be mistakes or they could be learning experiences. Depends how you want to look at it, but I'm sure there's been mistakes out there for everybody.
Fun fact, this man's a savage. Now when it comes to some of his biggest achievements in his career, TROYDAN said having dinner with Shaq or being body scanned into NBA 2K19 was definitely up there
2K,
for him.
that'd be my big thing. I love that,
one of his favorite players growing up. I mean, it's no surprise, he's obviously a Lakers fan, which he always talks about in his videos. TROYDAN admits he doesn't like to plan too far ahead when it comes to future plans. He told us he's going to be all over NBA 2K20 when it drops in September, so be sure to be on the lookout for TROYDAN's upcoming videos and streams. Now when it comes to his definition of success, he said it's waking up and doing what you love to do while being your own boss. He had advice for anyone trying to follow in his footsteps. I quote, he said, "Don't try to be like anybody. Be yourself. Try to invent something that nobody has seen before. There's too many copy and pastes of the same people out there. You have to be unique in this game to survive."
He's dumping milk on his head, man. He's dumping milk on his head. Ah, god
well,
damn.
Well, safe to say TROYDAN is definitely original. He even had a React channel which amassed over 1 million subscribers, but unfortunately the channel got deleted after getting 3 strikes. It seems for now his focus will just be on the new 2K coming up, so you guys gotta be sure to check him out on, of course, YouTube, as well as Instagram where his handle is @RealTroydan, and Twitter where it's just @TROYDAN. But before we wrap this one up, I gotta answer our trivia question. How did TROYDAN come up with his name? Well, I'm going to quote him exactly on the story of how it all happened. I quote, "This is a good one. The name TROYDAN came in 1996. The internet had just come out to a library in town. It was the only way you could have it unless you were very wealthy. You could book time there and use the internet for 30-minute blocks. I went with my friend at the time and he knew more about it than I did. He showed me how to make an email account on Hotmail. I tried to use the name Daniel at hotmail.com, but it was taken. It blew my mind somebody had taken my name. I then tried Dan at hotmail.com, also taken.
Why not try Brian?
But for some reason, I took my friend's name, Troy, and put it in front of the Dan to make TROYDAN at hotmail.com. I was able to create it. To this day, I'm still using that username 23 years later. So there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, and it made up for all the mistakes I
So TROYDAN, like, Troy's not even his name, that's his friend's name. I mean, that's kind of an interesting story. It's not one of those just like full, just like, yeah, the name just came to me. It's like, no, that's a pretty basic reason right there. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, guys, quick story time about TROYDAN. I met him about, damn, it'd be almost 2 years. I think it's almost 2 years ago at this point. Either 1 year or 2 years ago. I think it was close to 2 years ago. I don't remember. Anyway, it was in Detroit. It's when I got to meet Ben Wallace and stuff like that. And basically, like, cause I don't really like driving in big cities and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, man, I get like anxiety about it and stuff. So I had 2 of my buddies come along to drive. Like my buddy Frank drove, and then my friend Nate, he actually recorded the vlog and stuff like that. And it was just really damn awkward at one point because like we all had to like me, Frank, and Nate, we all had to share a hotel because I was sponsored by the event, but they didn't sponsor my 2 friends. So it's like, yeah, man, they slept on the floor, I slept in the one bed, okay? But still, it's like, there was this giant-ass bathtub in there. And basically, like, Frank, who I already tell him this all the time, is already awkward at talking to people at times, was talking to TROYDAN, and Frank started talking about the bathtub. And he's just like, yeah, when we get back, I'm going to take a bath, and then after that, Nate's going to take a bath, and then after that, Crispy's going to take a bath. I was like, shut your, god damn it, Frank, why you gotta embarrass me like that, bro? It's like, yeah, I'm going to try the hot tub out, or the bathtub out, but Troy don't even know that, bro. So, yeah, and it was just kind of that, because Nate and Frank, like, they don't really know anything about basketball. I mean, not so much Nate, but, so Frank and TROYDAN were trying to talk and stuff, and you know, I was like, it was pretty awkward. But, yeah, so, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Regardless, TROYDAN is still one of my favorite YouTubers to this day. I watch pretty much all his videos. So, yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.